Welcome to the Hakimian show without Jack. My name is Jimmy, and alongside with me is Kevin. How's it going?
Hey, man, everything's going pretty good. How's everything, Jimmy?
Everything is good. Everything is good. It's been a crazy week so far.
Yeah.
Earlier this week we talked about the Oklahoma shooting. A couple of days later, now there's the North Carolina shooting. I know that you're from North or South Carolina.
North
So
Carolina.
this is home for you, right?
Yeah.
So what can you say about this? I know since you're from the area, you're familiar with the people, the culture, and everything. Did you talk to your family about the situation?
Yeah, a lot of people even from Miami was, sending me messages and calling me, hey, what's going on in Charlotte? I know you from that area, blah blah blah. I talked with my dad, talked with my brothers about it. Man, I said I wasn't going to comment on it, but I said, it's something that needs to be done, man. It's a sad situation what's going on. It's a lot that needs to be said about it, but we'll get into that. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's just a sad situation, man, and it really is.
Before we go to the meat of the topic, let's go ahead and play the video. It's just insane. Like I said before, this is not a white or black issue. It's more of a sin issue, more of a training issue. So let's just go ahead and play the video.
Our officers observed a subject, Mr. Keith Lamont Scott, inside a vehicle at the apartment complex. He exited the vehicle armed with a handgun. The officers observed him get back into that vehicle, at which time they approached the vehicle. The officers gave loud, clear, verbal commands, which were also heard by many of the witnesses. They were instructing the subject, once he got out of the vehicle, to drop the weapon. He stepped out, posing a threat to the officers, and Officer Brentley Vinson subsequently fired his weapon, striking the subject. Later on in the evening, early this morning actually, about 1:45 this morning, an additional group of protesters and agitators gathered. They made their way down to Interstate I-85, and they blocked both lanes, northbound and southbound. They broke into the back of a tractor trailer and started setting items on fire. As of right now, we have 16 officers who've been injured. We have multiple police vehicles that have been damaged. And our officers, acting heroically, we're just trying to de-escalate the situation and resolve it as peacefully as possible. It's time to change the narrative, because I can tell you from the facts that the story is a little bit different as to how it's been portrayed so far, especially through social media.
Wow. Just wow. There's protests going on right now. Is there more protests that's still going on?
Yeah, people have been protesting for the past 2 nights, I believe.
Wow.
A lot of, it started out as a peaceful protest, but a lot of people are breaking into stores, and I saw a video this morning where someone was going into a tractor trailer, pulling the items out, burning it, setting cop cars on fire, and blocking one of the major highways in Charlotte. So it's really disturbing to see that kind of stuff. I understand peaceful protest when it comes to what some may feel as some injustice or whatnot, but
Yeah.
that is what is that accomplishing? What are you accomplishing by destroying the community that you live in? What are you accomplishing by harming innocent white people who are there? What is that accomplishing? Nothing at all.
Exactly.
You're actually intensifying the situation. You're feeding into the narrative that what a lot of people already feel like black people act anyway.
Right.
You're acting barbaric. You're acting like you don't have any training. You're acting like you're an animal per se. So of course we know that we are not animals. We don't act animal-like. However, when a lot of people in this country already have that narrative, we're feeding into it. Yeah, man. And so listening to the chief up there in Charlotte, man, listen, if that is the case, you know, about the guy having a gun and they told him, you know, repeatedly to drop your weapon, and you did not drop your weapon, what do you expect to happen? You know, people on social media are saying that he had a book and all this kind of stuff. Listen, just like I said before, there's always three sides to a story. What I say happened, what they say happened, and what really happened. And so the reality of it is, none of us really know what happened who were not there presently. Yeah, or who were not there present, excuse me. So the issue is, and you know, a lot of times people are saying, oh, it's a black-white issue. This cop was black. You know, it's a systemic issue which people don't understand that, listen, there are some cops who, of course, who have bad training. There are some cops who, like Donald Trump actually said that the lady from Tulsa, Oklahoma, she choked. You know, so there's a lot of different things that you can feed into this. But however, I do not personally believe this is the response that's actually going to help the black community. This is actually destroying us and feeding into the negative narrative that people already have of us anyway.
You see the issue. What do you think will be the solution towards the problem?
Well, man, that's a heavy question, man. Being a family therapist and a clinician, you know, my go-to is the family. And listen, you know, like we talked before, 70% of people in the African American community grow up in fatherless homes.
Yeah.
A father is supposed to teach you structure. He's supposed to teach you discipline. He's supposed to teach you how to regulate and control your emotions. There's no way in the world that if something like that is happening, I personally can't control what goes on in Charlotte. I can't control what goes on in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm only responsible for what I can control. And so what the media is doing, the media is they're always, the media's job is to promote deception. The media's job is to promote deception because they don't give you the information that you need. They give you the information they think you need. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it causes you to get emotionally aroused about something that you can't even control. Then you lose responsibility by what the things you lose accountability and responsibility by what the things you can control. You're supposed to take care of your home and all of this but instead you're down protesting violently, destroying the community that you live in, stealing and doing all this kind of stuff. I understand the hurt.
Yeah.
I understand, you know, the oppression. I understand that, but that is not the way to do that. And I know a lot of people who are, you know, pro-black and woke, you know, and conscious and all. They're not going to like my response. But the reality of it is this: we can continue to point to the white man. The white man is doing this. Listen, I'm not going to be dependent upon another person to hinging upon my success. Racism exists. I'm a firm believer it is. White privilege exists, but it is not an excuse to not develop what you want in life. And so, first of all, like I said, we gotta get back to bringing the men back in the home and teaching them how to be fathers, so they can teach their sons and daughters how to respond. Secondly, man, we have to stop trusting in social media.
That's the thing. Our generation is more social media minded.
Man.
But social media has become a platform for us to be biased and to, when we see news, we see it one way.
Yeah.
Like when I saw this news, I didn't went to social media. I'm not on social media anymore. I just say that. So once I saw the news, okay, I'm thinking, what's the narrative? What's the true side of the story? Let me go to the source and see what really is going on, right? So with social media, how can we use social media as a platform to really bring about change? That's my question.
Well, in order to use social media to bring about change, we have to bring about a change in people's hearts.
Woo.
So everything is a heart issue, man. And so even everything that's going on now, all of this is a heart issue. We can change laws. We can increase training for police officers, for those who don't have adequate training as far as dealing with people who are opposite race or whatever. But at the end of the day, the root issue is sin. It's a heart issue. We can change all of these things, but those things don't change the heart. So in order for us to be able to use social media effectively, we got to change the intentions behind it. And the only way you change the intentions behind it is by changing someone's heart. And the only person that can do that is who?
God.
Is God through Jesus Christ.
Exactly.
That's it.
Yeah.
God judges the thought, and he says in Hebrews, he judges the thoughts and the intentions of our heart. That's how he's going to judge us. It's a heart. Everything that we do is a heart issue. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so we have to be able to change the narrative within the black community. We have to be able to change the narrative in the white community, the Hispanic community. Everything is hinging upon us changing our hearts, bro. And we know social media, the news, they're owned by, Illuminati families. So I'm not expecting them to give me an avenue to be able to promote the worldview that I want to promote. I'm not depending on that.
Yeah.
I'm depending on me being able to use my life personally. What can I control? Like I said before, what can I control to change the situation?
Again, well, just want to thank everybody to listen to this show. My name is Jimmy. This is Kevin, and welcome. Well, we'll be ending on the Hakimian show. Have a good one.